I'm going to walk through the OUPES Guardian 6000 solar generator kit the way a homeowner who's actually trying to decide on a backup power solution would. It's not about flashy numbers or hype. This is about whether the kit will fit into your daily routine, how it behaves when the grid goes down, and if it's worth the cash you'll spend. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. First off, the biggest hesitation most people have with any solar generator is the fear of buying a system that looks good on paper but ends up being a paperweight when you need it. You picture the whole house lighting up, the fridge humming, a few outlets for your phone chargers, and then wonder if the battery capacity or inverter size will actually hold up during a 9-hour storm. The Guardian 6000 promises 4608 Wh of stored energy and a 6000 W continuous output that can be boosted to 7200 W for short peaks. Those numbers are impressive, but the real question is, how does that translate into everyday use, and do the extra features justify the price tag compared to a simpler portable unit? Let's start with the core of the system, the power station itself. At 4608 Wh, you're looking at roughly a full day of power for a modest household. In my research, a typical refrigerator runs around 150 Wh per day. A few lights and a TV might add another 200 Wh, and a laptop charger is another 50 Wh. So you could comfortably keep the fridge, a couple of lights, a TV, and a few phones alive for an entire day without touching the solar panels. That's the baseline for a home that isn't running heavy appliances like an electric dryer or an HVAC unit. If you plan to run an electric stove or a central air conditioner, the battery will deplete rapidly, usually within a few hours, so you have to set realistic expectations. The two 240W solar panels that come with the kit are designed to recharge the battery after you've used it. In a sunny location, each panel can generate roughly 1 kilowatt-hour per day, assuming about 5 optimal sun hours. Together they can top off the battery in about 4 to 5 hours if the battery is completely drained. That's great for weekend camping trips where you can set up the panels in the morning, run a few small appliances, and be ready for the evening. It's less useful if you live in a region with frequently overcast skies. You'll find the recharge rate drops dramatically, and you might still need a generator or the grid to fill the gap. One of the standout practical strengths is the dual voltage output. The unit supplies both 120V and 240V, meaning you can plug in a standard kitchen range or a larger power tool without needing an additional transformer. The built-in UPS feature also means that when you connect the Guardian to your house's transfer switch, the switchover time is under 20 milliseconds. In plain language, that's fast enough that sensitive electronics think a Wi-Fi router or a medical device won't reboot or lose data when the grid fails. If you're the type who relies on a home office or a small medical device, that smooth handoff could be a lifesaver. Integration with a home transfer switch is another practical benefit. Most portable generators require you to manually plug in a cord and hope the inverter can handle the surge when you start a large appliance. The Guardian's instant home integration lets you wire it directly into an existing transfer switch or inlet box, so the whole house can be powered with a single connection. That eliminates the hassle of juggling cords during an emergency, and it also reduces the chance of overload because the system monitors the load in real time. Now for the weaknesses that matter. The first is price. The Guardian 6000 is positioned as a premium solution, and it shows especially when you add the optional G5 extra batteries for extended runtime, which are sold separately. Those extra batteries can give you another 4 kilowatt-hours each, but at roughly $600 per unit they quickly push the total system cost into the high four-figure range. If you're only looking to keep a few lights and the fridge alive for a night, a cheaper 1500 Wh unit with a single 100 W panel could do the job for a fraction of the price. Second, the size and weight are not negligible. The power station alone weighs around 100 pounds, and the two panels add another 30 pounds combined. That means you're not dealing with something you can easily lift into a trunk for a road trip. It's a piece of equipment you'd install once and leave in a garage or utility room. For people who need a portable, backpack-friendly solution for camping or tailgating, this kit is overkill and, frankly, unwieldy. Another practical drawback is the lack of expandability for solar array size. The unit is designed for the two 240W panels included, and while you can technically hook up additional panels, the charge controller is limited to a certain input voltage and current. If you ever decide you want to double or triple your solar input for faster recharge, you'll